Hey y'all, out at the East Tennessee Mopar show, their annual show, and I've been shooting a lot of cool Mopars, and I ran into just a whole den of Cudas. And this is another 73 Cuda, and it's yellow, and I know some people are going to say, well, you already shot one of those. The difference is this one's numbers matching, it's got the window sticker, all that kind of stuff to it, so I couldn't walk by this one. But anyways, let me run Dwight down, and we'll find out about this car. Dwight, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you, Scotty?
Good. Tell me a little bit about this hot rod.
Well, it's a 73 Cuda car, not a Barracuda. It's a Cuda, which is a performance version of the Barracuda. And it's a numbers matching car, original 340 car, automatic, and it came local right here at Knoxville. A friend of mine worked for UPS, told me about it. We came up here and looked at it, and made a deal with the guy and drove it home.
Now let me stop you there. There was a Cuda and a Barracuda, same body style, but the Cuda was a 340 or the performance car.
Yeah, any Cuda is a performance car, like 440, 383 Magnum, 440, you know, 6-pack or Hemi, 426 Hemi car. They would have Cuda on.
Okay.
Which, in '73 they didn't make a 446-pack or a Hemi. '71 was the last year for that. So
okay.
The performance model would have been a 340 or a 364 barrel.
See, you learned something new every day, because I thought they were all Barracudas and everybody just called them Cudas.
No.
No.
You could, I believe you could get a 440, and I believe in '73 they had went to a 400 instead of a 383, and I'm not sure about the availability during that time. '74 was the last year for this particular Cuda. They made him from '70 to '74. And '70 was a unique as far as the tail lights and the grill, and then in '71 had the same tail lights, but they changed the grill and put the little fish gills on the side of the fenders.
Okay, okay, yeah.
The '71 convertible Cuda is one of the more sought after because it's so rare and unique. And then from '72 to '74, it was just like this car here, except the grill, tail lights, they went to a round tail light, and this particular grill, which looks nice. And they kept that till '74 when they discontinued the car. And you could get 318, or I think was a standard motor. You could get a 6, and then the optional.
But a 6 would have been a Barracuda.
It'd been a Barracuda, yeah.
Oh, I gotcha.
And you said Barracuda on the back of the tail end of the car where you see Cuda on this one. And this one's got the automatic with the slapstick shifter in the floor for the automatic. It's
right.
A pretty neat little shifter. T-handle type deal, pull it all the way back first, and then all you got to do is just hit it, and you hit second gear, and then bump it again. It won't go through the gears.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. How long have you had the car?
Probably about 10 years now. We let it set for a while. I've always fished my kids' cars, and then we finished it up. We did some work on it along, but kind of keep it going along. But kids, they each wanted a car, so we finished theirs.
And you being the responsible dad that you were, you put them in front of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we, make them happy. But the deal was, when I finished their cars, and they got to come over here and help me finish mine, which they did.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice, because really that worked out good for you, because like you were one person, but in the end you got the help of 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they learned
and then you taught them some stuff too on their own cars.
Don't let them kid you. That boy, he knows how to do some things. He does great work. Whatever you tell him to do, he'll do it and do a good job.
Now you've redone this interior?
New carpet, and this seat is original. The back seat's original, and I bought covers for that. And the reason was, I had a little welding fire in the shop, small, and that seat was sitting there, and my spark off of a MIG welder got over there and burned a hole in the seat, so I had to redo that seat. This is the original seat here.
No kidding. How many miles is on this car?
I'm not sure. Whatever it shows is original.
21,000 miles?
Yeah, 121,000.
121,000. And then
that's the original.
And this is original window sticker.
Window sticker from the car.
It was delivered to Cliff Chrysler Plymouth. I never even heard of them.
I know they may have changed hands since.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Says it's stickered for $45.56. I'll give you an even $6,000 for it. No, come on, it's a way to pick up an extra $1,500.
No.
The car's what? 30 years old?
Yeah, just 30-year-old car.
Man, seemed like it'd be going the other way. I thought what was neat about it is high impact paint. What's the name of this color, you know?
The original color was lemon twist yellow, which was a lighter color, and we wanted something still yellow but a little bit more brighter, stands out a little more. And my son had that yellow car. It was Prowler yellow, so we chose this color here, which is a Viper race yellow.
Okay.
Viper colors, they got a lighter yellow, and then they've got this more canary yellow, race yellow they call it.
Now I noticed one thing, the high impact, whatever the high impact color at the time was a $13.45 option.
Yeah.
But I also noticed too that the 150-mile-an-hour plus speedometer was an option to come part of the rally cluster.
Yeah.
But it looks like
that really, even in the performance model, the rally cluster was optional. It didn't automatically come because you had a 340 car.
Right. No, yeah, it's an option on it. Yeah.
Chrysler does stuff like. I had a original 70 TA Challenger 340 3 deuces. One time. Had a 120 mile-an-hour speed on it. Did not have a rally dash with it.
No kidding.
You would think they would automatically come with a rally dash.
You would think. Well, manufacturers have always been screwed up. Tail lights and all that kind of stuff, is that original to the car? Bumpers?
Yeah, in 70, 71 I had a kind of like almost a square tail light with a backup light here. And then in 72 to 4 they went to that round chrome trim light, and they kept that till they quit making it.
Man, that's cool. And then that's the original spoiler that would have came on it?
That is they had two spoilers. They had a what they call a go wing, and then in 70 they offered this what they call a bobtail spoiler. And I had the option if I wanted to go with the spoiler, which would be either a bobtail or the go wing, which the go wing mounts right here and it sticks up here a little bit.
Okay.
With bobtail bolts straight to the trunk lid. We kind of like the bobtail better, so
I gotcha.
to make it look a little more performance, we put the bobtail on. The bobtail didn't come on it in 72 to 4. I'm not clear if it was if it even came on them in 70 besides the TA and the AAR models. TA Challenger and AAR model, Cuda, they came out with the bobtail every time.
So you've been around Mopars all your life?
Yeah, since I was in high school.
Yeah.
When I took auto mechanics in 70, 71, I was about the only Mopar guy there. Everybody else Chevy Fords.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I just like the looks of them and got to know how they work. So, and then in 71, I graduated high school, went to technical school, taught auto mechanics there. And while I was there, I got a job at a local Chrysler dealership there, and I worked there till about 74, 75, and then left there. And during that time, I done about, during that year model, I could do about anything on a Mopar required. It didn't matter what it was, I could fix it.
Where does your bodywork experience come from?
I didn't have much, and what I knew was way out of date. And so when we started, I guess my boy brought the thing about. When he was growing up, he liked cars. One day I was taking him to school, or going into town, and I didn't think he could even read Pontiac. And he said, "There's a Pontiac, Dad." I said, "How do you know that's a Pontiac?" He said, "'Cause it says it on the tail of the car." I didn't think he even knew the word.
Right.
Anyways, him and my daughter, they always liked cars. And, you know, I never was away from the Mopars as far as liking there's, you know, a lot of good performance cars, but everybody likes something, you know.
Sure.
And so then after they got up so big, I had sold my TA Challenger, and I was sick ever since. When the guy drove off, I said, "There's something tells me I made a huge mistake." And then a few years later, somebody showed me a restoration book. It had all those parts I could have needed. I said, "Oh my goodness, they're making these parts. What's going on here?" Got to find out restoration was getting real big on these old performance cars. I said, "Well, I got to have me another one," and I wanted a Roadrunner. And I bought a '69 Roadrunner, which I have now at the car show today. and it stayed tore down for 15 years while the kids played ball and all that. Then I decided I want another E-body, and so we found this one. And so the bodywork though, that got to be a problem because I didn't know a whole lot about what to do. And so I had a friend in the neighboring county that was a body man, and I went over to his place and I said, Tommy, what I got to do to paint these cars? He said, a lot of elbow grease, a lot of sanding, and a lot of headaches. And I said, well, will you help me? And he said, I'll help you any way I can. So he kind of guided me along. If I needed help with something, I'd call him, you know. And
so he's kind of like a mentor.
Yeah, and then I had another guy lived above me, a friend of mine that had been a body man. And he didn't do that anymore, but he still knew how, and his name was Tommy. And I said, you help me on this old car, which was my Roadrunner? And he said, yeah, I'll help you. So he showed me things to do and how to do work with body fillers and knock out dents and weld. And of course I already knew how to weld, but I bought a MIG welder so we could weld sheet metal. And so I just learned from there. And
it's kind of self-taught, yeah.
Yeah, just practice and make mistakes and keep going, you know. So then we got into the painting thing. No, that's a headache. I just really feel for body guys that paint.
Yeah. Because
that is a job to make them look show quality. A lot of color sanding, a lot of wheeling, knowing what you're doing there. But it's like anything else. After a while, you kind of get the hang of it. You know, you still make mistakes, but come to find out, those body guys do too. You know,
yeah.
They just fix it and go back and redo it. You know, we've not had any one of these paint jobs that you could just spray it on and the best you could do be perfect. There's always something. I think like that one, when we painted it, the left fender over there for some reason fish-eyed real bad.
Oh man.
And so we had the whole car painted. That was the last piece to paint. And so what we did, we just sanded it down and reworked it and sprayed it again and got it to where it didn't fish-eye and then put the clear on it. Isolated the rest of the car. Just a headache though.
Now tell me, there's orange behind these. Is that the way it was?
Yeah, that's the factory color on the
drums.
Drums, they paint them orange. My son don't like that too well, but I said, well, that's the way the factory had it on those rear drums.
Can we see under the hood?
Figure out how to make these deals here functional. They never was functional on these cars.
Seemed like you'd be able to use something off a late model and.
Yeah, we thought about that, but you'd have to have a breather that would work with it.
Yeah, and everything's fuel injected now.
Yeah, it could be done.
It can be done.
Yeah, I can do about anything you want anymore. If you
anything's possible.
Yeah.
And then that blue was the color of the block?
Yeah, and up to 71 they were orange, and then of course you can still paint them orange, but 72 up, all the motors, the small blocks were blue, across the blue. The only change is the later sand and compressor kit for the air conditioner.
Yeah, it's clean up under there, man. That's nice.
Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty well stock under there, like it's came from the factory.
Can I hear it run?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can shut that hood if you want. What exhaust are you running on that?
It's running 40 series Delta Flow Masters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that
They
sounds.
originally had underneath here. They had what they called resonators, And the mufflers are actually out here right up beside the trunk, little round ones.
Right.
And then the tips bolted to that. And you know, they make some sound, but everybody likes the Flowmaster. So they make the Flowmasters fairly short, and the muffler guys, they can fit them in there and then just run a pipe straight through the tips out there.
Have you put a cam or done any work to that motor?
That one's got a 360 crank in it, makes 370 something cubic inches, and it's got the stock heads on it and a conch cam in it.
Have you dynoed it or anything?
No, it's hadn't had it on that.
Well, brother, that's a nice car. I appreciate you letting us take a look at it. I'm gonna do one quick walk around on it.
You notice these bumpers, they did change these. They 70, 71, they fit up close to the car, and then 72 to 4, they did some changing. You see the filler piece here,
right?
This, and then you got your bumper guards. They came out with some of those bumper guards that had a big black piece and stuff out here, and with this, they're not like those at all. So what we did on this was take the 70, 71 guards, use the filler piece and the 73 bumper, and then I had a guy to make me this filler piece here, because they got a filler piece from the factory, but this moves out another inch. So he fabricated me some out of metal, and we fit them in there where they fill up that space. And you know, unless you point it out, it's not too noticeable that way. It kind of looks almost like factory.
No, I would have never guessed that wasn't factory.
We did that to kind of hide our modification.
Right. Well, you've tweaked it just in the right spots, massaged it a little, I think is what you call it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no, it looks good though. Get a shot of this interior from this side here. I can't believe that's original interior. I know it is because you told me it was,
yeah,
but
now the dash pad is not, you know, that's original type, but they all cracked from the factory because they used I think what they call open cell foam, so they do this a lot underneath.
Right.
And I sent the dash to Just Dashes in California.
Right.
And they redo that back to the original specs. They put the closed cell foam in it so that it don't
do that.
Expand and bust underneath. That carpet, everything else is original. So we had to redo that for the seat.
Man, I mean the carpet's like it was back then though, right?
Yeah, it's original type carpet.
Yeah. And those fog lights, those are original too?
Yeah, everything in the front's original. That's, all pieces are original.
Man. And that chrome piece that goes down the side?
Yeah, that was an optional. What they did on these cars, if you see the little turn signals here,
right,
then that means the car's got a light package. That means it'll have a trunk light and your turn signal lights and under hood light and so forth, and maybe an extra interior light underneath the dash there. Well, this car don't have the light package. You don't have a trunk light or a hood light or these, but it has the chrome package.
Huh.
And with the chrome package, they come with this long piece, and it has these belt moldings here on top of the door panel, and it has the chrome pieces around the tail end back here. So, my boy's car there a while ago didn't have this.
Oh, okay.
It has the chrome piece here. That's the chrome package.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, you could get the chrome package and the light package. I'm not sure about that, but I know I've not seen the chrome and the light packages together. I've seen them separate.
Well, they did strange things like that.
Yeah.
If you got one thing, you couldn't get another.
I would say it was possible if you wanted to order one and order light and chrome package, you would get both, which would be nice.
Yeah.
It's a little extra for the car.
Well, it sure seems if it was possible, somebody would have done it.
I would say they probably did.
Yeah. Well, folks, there you go. That's one nice 340 Cuda. Dwight, thanks so much for letting me look at your car.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Folks, there you go from the East Tennessee Mopar show. Dwight's 340 Cuda. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Good looking car. Thanks so much.